There are houses that we have never shown you before. There are houses that we rarely ever get access to. Welcome to 4121 Windsor Parkway. Come on in. When I put this project together, I got the band back together, so to speak. I hired Jonathan Terode with Pfeffer Terode to do the architecture. And one of his longtime friends and confidants, Ann Williams, with Ann Williams Design here in Dallas, Texas, used to work together in Alabama. They went to Auburn Architecture School and Design School, and so I brought them together to try to create something that Dallas had never seen, and it starts right here. You can see on the entryway the limestone floors, you can see the vertical grain wood in the entryway, just the littlest details in the ceilings, the way the front door works, the way the swoops and the angles of the trim. Everything about this is so different and so unique, and you don't see this in Dallas. Let's go to the study. So when we were doing this house, we knew that we wanted several different options for rooms. With this office, it could be a great downstairs bedroom for a guest. It's great access, but it's far enough away from the master. It has this great bay window. It's got 3 sides of light. It's got an actually really, really unique steel door that goes out to the front porch. But go take a look in the bathroom and the closet. It's really different in Dallas. You can see how when you walk in, there's a vestibule sink, wood floors everywhere, which I think warms up that space. But then when you keep walking, you'll actually see the shower and the commode area. We did a wet area in this space. So you can see even the door to the shower and the water closet is actually glass. Let's take a look in the formal living room and formal dining room space. So one of the things that we did different about this space is that we have one big room, and the delineation between the spaces, the dining room behind me and the formal living room, as you can see here, it's delineated by the beams. We don't have any wasted space, any hallways and vestibules to get through a formal dining or a formal living room. They're one and the same. I think that the bookcases and the way we design these and detailed these really make the space less formal. Look at the detail of the fireplace that's around that cast stone. That same detail, it's the same shape as the front door, because these are the little details that I don't think most people do in a home. Come and take a look before we get any further into the formal powder. What I love about this is that it has 2 doors. It has a main door that you go into like powder room, and then you actually go into the water closet with a separate door. I love the floating vanity. I love the vessel sink. Probably the most unique thing about the house, you're about to see it, is we have this central artery throughout the house. It's where the mudroom is. It's where the butlery is. It's where the wine closet is. And I've literally never seen it in another house. We're in the mudroom and the pantry. What? The pantry? Yeah, look at that. You won't even tell that you're in the pantry or the mudroom because the paneling is so cool. Okay, so we have this service hall that goes all the way through the house. You've got the butlery. What's the butlery? Well, when a dining room isn't fully connected to the kitchen, you use a room like this to be able to store your china. You've got a warming drawer, you've got ovens, you've got ice makers. But the coolest thing is that we've got this wine room behind us and bar that services both the family room and both the formal living room and dining room. And I think it's such a great location to serve both of those spaces. Come and take a look at the kitchen and the family room. It's one big space, but the spaces are delineated by the really large beams. One of the coolest features that Ann Williams was able to pull off was this custom double-sided couch. From one side, you see that the couch is just one piece, but then when you take a further look, it's got a single shared back to it, but then on the other side, now we're in the family room. So you can see that this couch and the beams up above me, they're actually creating the delineation of the space, which I think is so cool. I love the vibe, I love the coastal feel, I love that it's airy, it's bright, I love the color tones in the house. But what I also love that I think Jonathan Terode with Pfeffer Terode, the architect, did is he uses, once again, these beams to delineate this space. You almost have just like your own nook for reading the newspaper in the morning, drinking coffee. You feel like you're in a whole different room than the family room, even though you're not. Take a look at the kitchen. When you walk in here, you just take a breath. It's so peaceful. This has got one of the biggest islands that I've ever built for sure, and we had to use 2 slabs to make it. I love how it's integrated and it feels like a table is a part of the kitchen. What I love most about this kitchen is it's so soothing. It's like a spa. I love the colors throughout the house. At the time when we built this house, white and bright was the trend, and we chose to go with a lot more of a warm, softer color. Look at the details on the cabinets. They actually take a nod from the vertical paneling that we have throughout the house. The way we did this range is super unique. It's really different, never seen it before. It's got a nice spice rack. We've got the fridge and the freezer built out of cabinetry. Most people would never think this is the fridge and the freezer and the pantry because it's built like a furniture piece. And then in between it, it's got this custom made banquette that is lights out. Because this house has a side drive and then a garage in the rear, we had to have a way for you to stop your car when you were bringing in groceries. And you can see behind me, we've got a door and a workspace that's great and easy and right by the kitchen. The other things that I love about this house, the fluted or the barrel detailing that you have above me on the beams. This little rounded detail was super hard to execute, but it adds something to the house, and you can see those little details throughout the house. So we did a pre-finished hardwood floor throughout the house, so we had to match it with the stair risers and the treads, which isn't easy. What we also did was we did this really cool vertical grain siding because we felt like we wanted to match some of the elements that we had throughout the house. I'd love to take you upstairs to show you the rest of the bedrooms and the community spaces. We just walked up to the second floor. We've landed here at the billiards table room, the game room. We've got a great entertaining space. But what I love about this space is the floor plan itself is dynamite because instead of having a hallway with no natural light and a bunch of bedrooms off it like a hotel room, you've got this grand living space with bedrooms off it, and it gives a lot more natural light and a great entertaining flow. One of the coolest things about the second floor though is the patio. This street is super pretty, great trees to open up and enjoy the breeze on any day of the year. Come and take a look at several of the secondary guest bedrooms, and I especially want you to see the bathrooms. They did such a good job with the tile selections, everything around the tub, the way that they designed, even the ends around the countertops are super unique. And I love this room because it looks out into the patio, which I think is a really great feature. Come and take a look at one of the other ones. What I love about both of these spaces on the front of the house is they've got really big vaulted ceilings, but at the end of the day, still one of my favorite features is how that Jonathan and Ann both designed the bathrooms. There's not typical walk-in closets here. You actually walk through a vestibule with paneled and cabinetry style closets, which I think is really unique. Look at how these are pre-finished. You'd never be able to get this finish on the job site, is what we call it. So this is considered real hardwood floors. They're amazing French white oak, but they've been pre-finished, and then they were delivered to the house and installed right before the homeowner moved in. Come and take a look at the master suite with me. Every time we design a master bedroom, we're trying to design a vestibule, which is what you're walking through right now. But after you get through that vestibule that creates privacy, I love how this is one big space with great big vaulted ceilings. You can see those beams add a lot of character and texture. Come and take a look in the master bathroom, which I think is the space in the entire house to take a look at. We're in the master bathroom. Need I say more? I mean, this bathroom, I've never seen anything like it. And ultimately, it's a nod to a garden room, literally a garden room, where we've got steel windows wrapping around the entire space, separate vanities, water closet, and I love how Ann Williams did the cafe curtains to create privacy. Come and take a look at the coolest feature in the master bathroom, which is the master shower. What I think is so unique about this space is that we wanted to bring that same natural light and windows that are in the master bathroom into the shower. So we ended up tinting the windows for privacy, and we created our own spa-like master shower and steam room. All the secondary bedrooms in this house are spacious, big, with tons of natural light. I think the designer did an amazing job, and it's what sets this house apart from any other. You can't just start the race well, you've gotta finish it well. And like I showed you in our front steel door with the unique designs, we brought that same design from the front all the way to the back with this custom wood door that has those same unique shapes. I'd love to show you the backyard and the back house to conclude our tour. Follow me. You can see I'm in a covered patio, great breeze, lots of great stained beams that match the grays and the tones that are coastal and feel and vibe throughout the house. And you can see behind me, I've got a really cool fire pit back house, we always talk about how the little details are the big things. Take a look at this pool bath. We actually call this kind of a Dutch colonial, or it has this Cape Dutch feel to the parapet wall over the right-hand side of the house. But I think what takes the cake is the special slurry that we put over the Dallas antique brick and the patio and porch that softens the front exterior of the house. I remember when we designed and built this house, we were out here with the masons, almost every single wipe of their hands as they were putting the slurry on, making sure that we got it just right. And that type of effort and work is what makes an exterior of a home completely different and outstanding. The outside of this house has always been talked about and acclaimed. Glad that we got to show you a tour of the inside of the house. Thanks for coming today and seeing a tour of 4121 Windsor Parkway. It's always been a home that has deeply mattered to me, and I've always wanted to show it to you. Keep tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button. And if you like anything in this video at all, make sure you click that like button. It helps us out greatly. Quiet on the set. I love. You just need to keep rolling and you don't stop. Okay. Because I'm in a mood today. Are you good now? There are days where I feel like, you know, you just have it. Today's the day for me. Did you want? That sounded weird. Tell me when.